Saturday, I got the best invitation. My husband had no golf all of a sudden, and he invited me to a yoga class. Well, I love being invited on special dates, especially when they're unexpected. But at first I thought yoga, oh no, I usually like to stay home Saturday morning in my pajamas and read or do work or do whatever I want and have the whole house to myself. But okay, going on a date, yes. Uh, Yoga, okay. I used to like yoga. Well, we got to yoga and the yoga blocks were gone. Mm, Seemed like not such a good omen, but maybe it was a good omen in disguise. So the first asanas or postures were a little surprising. I didn't do head to knee the way I used to, and I never considered myself very good at yoga. So, what did this mean? And then the next posture was a sun salutation, and I was in a plank when everybody else was, I don't know, in upward dog or something else. Downward dog, maybe. I'm not sure. It was a little embarrassing because, of course, you first think, not you, but I first think everybody notices. But of course, they're doing their own thing. I get over those moments of conditioning, old neural networks firing old thoughts. I get a new moment really rather quickly. Of course, nobody's looking at me, and if they are, what do they think? I forgot, or I didn't know, or teacher should have said, or it doesn't matter. But it's a myriad of things besides, oh, look at her, she can't. That's the old gym ideas, the old middle school comparisons, and right? It's just the old stuff. So then the class kind of goes on like that. And I'm starting to have another old pattern come back. I'm not going to do this anymore. Yeah, I didn't. My husband's on the other side of the room. He seems to be doing okay, but I'm not really looking at him. I just check in and he's moving along the way the class is. And then I think I'm not coming back. I'm not going to do this because I'm not really any good at it. And I thought, well, wait, is that how I want to live? Is that how I have been living? I only do what I'm good at? Mm, that's pretty close to true. And then I started thinking that's what we do with children. What's your favorite subject? Or we think, what are they good at? Like my grandson is fantastic at science and math, and we talk about him behind his ear, maybe his ear behind his back. Maybe he would like to be an engineer like that. Or when he was in middle school, he sold candy bars at 2 o'clock because the kids were hungry. Oh, well, maybe he should be a salesperson. He has an aptitude for sales and for money-making ideas, maybe an entrepreneur. And there's nothing wrong with that. That makes sense. That's how we get our athletes. That's how we get excellence. That's how the world works. We develop excellence, especially in the Western world. But what happens, especially for older people, and I would challenge us, even with children, what if we said, you're already good at these things? How about you're good at math, you're good at science. How about taking creative writing? The kid might say, I don't like a blank page. Mm, mm. Well, I'm not saying we need to raise children differently. I'm just saying, what if? And I understand we get less pushback if we do the things that they like or prefer. But now I'm not talking about kids, and I'm not really talking about yoga, but I am talking about our brains and all of us that, well, not just older or middle-aged people, anyone who sees what happens when the brain gets compromised probably desires to do things that prevent, as much as is possible, what we know about dementia. And a couple of the things are stretching our brains and doing something that feels a little difficult. But the trick is that it not be stressful. That's why they mention things like uh, learn a new language. Well, I don't really feel like learning a new language, but I would be able to not make yoga, which I was not very good at, fun and turn it around and not compare to how I used to be or the other people or what I know the posture should look like. I would be able to do that, make it fun because it can't be stressful. So if learning a new language, I wouldn't follow through. It would be stressful. So I'm not going to learn physics. That day has passed. I would have benefited from an easy physics course because spatially, my intelligence goes way down. So are there some things that you might do no matter your age that maybe you don't love because you're not great at, but you could turn it around and have fun with it, be silly, or just enjoy the stretch of maybe 10 or 15 or 20% of the time doing what you're not the best at yet. And 70, 80% of the time, enjoy your life and have fun, do what is satisfying. But it could be very satisfying to do something you're not good at. I know I did stretch my brain when I took tap dancing because I did not understand rhythm. I had to learn it. I didn't know where the one was. I didn't hear rhythm. I had no musical talent as far as music theory. So I started from scratch, but that was easy because I had the passion. So, is there something that you have passion for, but you're not particularly good at? And does it have a mental and a physical part? Because you'll be combining two of the things that are so great for your brain. I love stretching myself and breaking my patterns and finding new neural networks. I bet it would be actually good to go to a group that I don't know anybody in that matches my passionate beliefs about this country and learn the names. Play one of those games where you make an association where I made an association to each person, Oliver like olives, or whatever. Met a woman named Jill the other day, and I said Jack and Jill to remember her name from Pilates. But what would you do, no matter your age, to extend your brain life and have fun and maybe change your parameter of how you stretch? Won't you write to me and let me know just the word that you are intending to play with and strategize with, but have fun? And don't make it stressful, make it fun and stretch your mind. And it will be even more fun knowing some of you are going to be doing it with me. Bye for now.